kalikasan ang nadarama, may bagong sigla tayong nakikita, pumapagaspas sa hangin. Dala-dala rin ng alon, lilipad tayo, lilipad tayo.
Ipagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino. Sa kanyang talino, aahon tayo.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa'y kanyang dala.
Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa taglay niyang lakas, hindi tayo magtitibag. Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo, tatatagtataas, lilipad tayo. Lilipad na ang agila, pagbabago ay itutuloy niya. 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 Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa'y kanyang dala. Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa'y kanyang dala. Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa taglay niyang lakas, hindi tayo matitibag. Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo, tatatagtataas, lilipad tayo. Tatatagtataas, lilipad tayo.
Kung pagpapatuloy ang pagbabago, itataguyod ang bawat Pilipino.
Sa kanyang talino, aahon tayo.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala. Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa talay niyang lakas, hindi tayo matitibag. Sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo, at papagpagtataas, lilipad tayo.
Walang kinatatakutan, walang haadlang, kaya ito kami ngayon lumalagpas.
Sumuko, ituloy ang
Ituloy ang pagbabago, tingin ang aming
tinig. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa. Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa. Inday Sara, lipad na agila.
Lilipad na ang agila, magtatanggol, magmamahal sa ating bansa. Lilipad na ang agila, at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala. Sa kanyang mga pakpak, kasama tayo sa paglipad. Sa
dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran.
Tunay, love you! Huwag ka mag-alala, nakuruban kita!
Siya'y isang simpleng tao, aking napatunayan. Mapagpakumbaba sa madla at maging sa kaibigan. Siya ay idolo ng marami, matanda at kabataan. Idolo ng inyong lingkod at tunay kong hinahangaan. At ngayong nakita ko na ang tunay na agila, sa buong Pilipinas siya'y aking ipapakilala. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte! Di tayo pababayaan, bayan ay aalagaan. Eto na, Inday Sara, here she comes. Duterte!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, mga kapatid nating Muslim. Maayong buntag at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Welcome po dito sa SA4U ngayong araw ng Huwebes. Sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo, live mula rito sa Davao City. Matapos ang matagumpay na pagbisita ng unity sa Cavite Province, sinuyod naman nila kahapon ang probinsya ng Quezon. Kahit itinuturing lang na mini rally, pero makikitang napakarami pa rin ang dumalo sa Tiaong Convention Center upang makiisa at makinig sa mga plataforma ng Uniteam Tandem ni Apo Bongbong Marcos at Mayor Sara Duterte at ng senatorial candidates. Ang mga dumalo ay ang mga opisyales, supporters at residente ng mga bayan ng Tiaong, Dolores at San Antonio. Kitang-kita naman ang tuwa at pasasalamat ng Uniteam sa mainit na pagtanggap sa kanila. Mula sa
dito sa ating kaunting pagsasama sa ating mga kaibigan dito sa lalawigan ng Quezon.
Mula sa Tiaong, tumungo si Mayor Sara Duterte sa bayan ng Sariaya, Quezon para upang makipagkita sa mga kababaihan ng probinsya. Bilang isang babae, idiniin ng alkalde ang kahalagahan ng papel ng kababaihan sa komunidad at maging sa larangan ng politika. Muling ipinagmalaki ni Mayor Sara ang kanilang kakayahan ni Apo Bongbong Marcos na susunod na mamumuno sa bansa dahil sa kanilang mga naging karanasan.
Ang unity po ni Bongbong Marcos at ni Sara Duterte, bakit po ako pupoto kay Bongbong Marcos? Dahil po siya ay merong 4 terms na governor ng Ilocos Norte, isang term na congressman at isang term na senador. Yan po ang makakatulong sa kanya sa pagiging decision maker at problem solver na trabaho ng Pangulo ng ating bansa. Pangalawa po, bakit si Inday Sara Duterte? Bakit si Sara Duterte? Ako po ay 3-term mayor ng siyudad ng Davao, 1-term vice mayor po ako.
At nagtapos ang pagbisita ng unit team sa probinsya sa isang grand rally na ginanap sa Lucena Convention Center kung saan libo-libong supporters ang dumalo at nakiisa sa layunin ng pagkakaisa sa unit team para sa muling pagbangon ng bansa, lalo na laban sa pandemya. Muling inihayag ng unit team ang mga prioridad nito kung maluklok sa posisyon bilang Pangulo at pangalawang Pangulo ng bansa, na ipagpatuloy ang mga sinimulan ng administrasyon ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte tulad ng Build, Build, Build Project at programa kontra kriminalidad. Sa gitna ng mga usapin tungkol sa mga iniendorsong tandem ng ilang grupo sa pagka-vice-presidente at presidente, nagpalabas ng pahayag si Mayor Sara Duterte ng kanyang saloobin at muling iginiit kung bakit na pinili ang tambalang Apo BBM at Sara Duterte at mananatili ang kanyang commitment sa tambalang ito ng unit team. Narito ang pahayag ni Mayor Sara Duterte.
Assalamualaikum. Madayaw ngayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. With only 48 days before the elections in May, my vice presidential candidacy continues to move forward, encouraged and inspired by the overwhelming welcome from thousands after thousands of Filipinos across the country. We are barely half the journey, but I would have not reached this point in the campaign without the support of many local leaders, politicians, businessmen, people in non-government organizations, and the academe, youth groups, women's organizations, the Moro people, tribal leaders and their communities, members of the LGBT community, the ordinary citizens who trust in me and joined my cause. Once again, let me reiterate that I am aware that many of you wish to see me with another presidential candidate. I take that as a sign of confidence in me as a leader. And for that, I am truly, deeply touched and honored. But I am a person, a woman, a leader who values commitment and word of honor. I am running for the position of Vice President, and my President is Bongbong Marcos. The presidency was the option for Apo BBM as it was for me. I chose the vice presidency. When we agreed to form the unity team of Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte, we both agreed to run together with the singular purpose of improving the lives of the Filipinos and making the Philippines a stronger country. Again, I intend to honor the commitment of my parties, the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats and Hugpong ng Pagbabago. That is, to support Bongbong Marcos as President. I continue to pray and call on all my friends to trust that the unity will serve our country with fairness, love, honor, and dedication, the way patriots should. Daghang salamat, mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Patuloy po nating antabayan ang susunod pang kaganapan ng unity dito lang po sa Mayor Sara Duterte Facebook page at Inday Sara Duterte YouTube channel. Magbabalik pa po ang Sara All For You.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Ba't ka sumali dyan? Panlalaki yan. Yun talaga yung mga naririnig ko that time eh.
Ako po ay galing sa mahirap na pamilya. Tuloy pa rin ang buhay, lumalaban pa rin ako.
Kaya nga ang ginawa ko, talagang nagsumikap ako sa lahat ng paraan na pwedeng mabuhay kami.
Fulfilling. Kasi para dugot pawis po yung pinagdaanan namin during training.
Lahat ng mga leader ng LGBT mag-meeting kasi mayroon daw ibigay na programa ang gobyerno tulad ng mga livelihood.
The world will be a better place if objective po yung kagandahan.
Ang kagandahan sa akin, it's for everybody.
Maganda ako dahil nakasurvive ako sa hirap ng buhay ko noon.
Ako si Inday AJ, sasagipin ka sa anumang panganib.
Ako si Inday Masoy, kakampi mo sa hamon ng buhay.
Ako po si Inday Darwin, hahasain ang inyong isip tungo sa magandang buhay. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papa. Kasama tayo sa paglipad, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo at tataas lilipad tayo.
Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Dahil sa mga programa at advokasya ni Mayor Sara Duterte sa proteksyon ng kalikasan, suportado ng grupo ng mga environmentalist ang kanyang kandidatura sa pagka-vice-presidente ng bansa. Alamin natin sa special news feature ng Ituloy ang Pagbabago Movement o IPM.
Kumpiyansa ang Clean Air Philippines Movement na magagampanan ng tumatakbong vice-presidente at kasalukuyang Davao City Mayor na si Inday Sara Duterte ang tungkulin ng isang Department of Environment and Natural Resources o DENR Secretary. Sa isang statement, sinabi ni CAPMI spokesman Manny Galvez na nais nilang maging DENR Secretary ang mayora dahil naniniwala sila sa kakayahan nitong maipanalo ang kanilang mga adhikain para sa kalikasan. Iniendorso lang umano ng grupo ang mga kandidatong napatunayang mga totoong environmental advocates. Si Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte ay nanalong CAPMI Clean Air Champion noong 2017 habang idineklara namang Clean Air City ang Davao sa parehong taon.
Here in Davao City, we are fortunate that based on the recent monitoring of EMB Region 11, our residents are still breathing good and fair air. And we, Davaoeños, have to hold ourselves accountable to protect and preserve the air we feel and the air we breathe.
Sangayon naman ang mga environmental advocates ng Bacolod City sa ideya na maging DENR Secretary ang mayora.
Bilang environmentalist, I know that she is capable na ilagay dyan kasi tingnan naman natin yung mga ginawa niya doon sa kanyang city. Mas mabuti, mas maganda, siya po ay karapat-dapat sa kanyang posisyon.
Mayor Inday is known as the iron-faced mayor of Davao, meaning her kind of leadership is anchored on strict compliance of the law. Mayor Inday will never compromise our nature and ecology if she will be given the chance to be the DENR Secretary. It is expected that she will invoke environmental protection and conservation efficiently and effectively.
Ako si Chin Sabute, IPM News Update.
Ang turo ng aking mga magulang sa aking pagtatrabaho, dapat pantay-pantay ang lahat. Walang kasarian, edad o relihiyon. Walang mahirap, walang mayaman. Ang kailangan natin, trabaho, edukasyon, mapayapang pamumuhay. Ang kailangan ng bansa, pagkakaisa ng bayan, disiplinadong mamamayan, tuloy-tuloy na kaunlaran. Ako si Inday Sara Duterte. Matibay ang puso na maglilingkod para sa mga Pilipino, para sa Pilipinas. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas.
Andyan sa puso natin. yung hindi humuhusga sa ibang tao.
Yun pong tao na handang tumulong, yung mga instrumentong ginagamit ni Lord, yun pong ililift up ako, yung magbigay ng encouragement.
Marunong makisama kasi yung tao naman na nakakaharap mo araw-araw, kung maganda yung pakikitungo mo, babalik din sa'yo lahat ng kagandahan na ginawa mo para sa kanila.
Ako si Inday Nila, person with disability. Aalagaan ka.
Ako si Inday Lai, sasamahan kita.
Ako po si Inday Jane, handang maglingkod, isang Inday. Inday will always love you.
Lilipad na ang agila at bagong araw at pag-asa kanyang dala sa kanyang mga papan. Kasama tayo sa paglipad, sa kanyang puso ay titibay tayo at tataas lilipad tayo.
Inday Sara, sa'yo lang umaasa.
Bago po tayo magbasa ng messages mula sa ating viewers, shoutout muna sa mga grupong sumusuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, kay Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa Uniteam. Kislap kay Inday Sara, lilipad ang Pilipinas. Isip Pilipinas o Inday Sara, ikalawang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Isda, Inday Sara Duterte ako. Sara tayo and let's go Uniteam Coalition. Shoutout din po at happy birthday to Davao City 1st District Congressman Paulo Pulong Duterte. Shoutout also to Belinda Anyo ng Jacinto Street, Davao City at maging sa Lim Lambo family ng Obrero. Message naman mula kay Parida Kiao Tuancali. Assalamualaikum. Watching from Cotabato City, VP Inday Sara. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga kababayan na nanonood dyan sa Cotabato City. Maraming salamat sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula naman kay Dominic, shout out to Molina family watching from Linao, Matalam, Cotabato. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga kababayan na nanonood dyan sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte bilang ating ikalawang Pangulo ng bansa. Mula kay Cecilia Provido, good morning Sir Tek and Mayor Inday Sara Duterte, our future Vice President watching from Iloilo. Ma'am Cecilia, maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan sa Iloilo City sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Katalo Nora watching from Canada, God bless you all. Maraming salamat po, Katalo, at sa ating mga kababayan dyan sa Canada na nanonood at sumusuporta sa tambalang BBM Sara Unity. Mula naman kay Jarhen Seno Ando, watching from Naval Biliran. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood dyan sa Biliran. Mag-ingat po kayo at God bless and thank you sa inyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula naman kay Rosario Tan, IPSB, NCR Headquarters, Payatas, Inday para sa Bayan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating future Vice President. Mula kay Rosenic Romero Dote, Uniteam sure win dito sa Hong Kong. Mga kababayan natin sa Hong Kong, maraming salamat sa inyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula kay Maria Maya Piqueñez Lao, Sara all na lang talaga. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Maria, sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, ang ating magiging ikalawang Pangulo ng bansa. Mula kay Amira Filomena Alonzo, let the sleeping tiger roar again. Let the eagle fly. Maraming salamat, Ma'am Amira, sa inyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity. Mula kay Love Agustin, watching from Mexico, Pampanga, soar high, my VP Sara. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Love, at sa mga nanonood dyan sa inyong lugar, sa inyong suporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte. Mula kay Inday Fe Ascendente, we love you, Inday Sara. Go, go, Unity for 2022. Ma'am Inday, maraming salamat po sa iyong suporta sa BBM Sara Unity.
Inday Sara, ikaw ang agila.
Dito sa Artist for Sara, pakinggan natin ang ilang Davao artist na nagpahayag ng suporta para kay Mayor Sara Duterte kahit magkakaiba ang larangan ng sining. Pero iisa naman ang layunin. Dalawa sa kanila ang lead vocalist ng bandang Sound Tank na si Giovanni Gaite at two artists na si Bobet Roferos. Tunghayan natin dito lang sa Artist for Sara.
I am Giovanni Gaite, the owner of Geoscript Bar. And Geoscript Bar is actually supporting local music. Kung alam lang ninyo, Ma'am Sara pushed the Urban Land Relocation Program, which means that her heart is onto the needy. Siyempre, yung toughness, yung matibay ang loob, may prinsipyo when it comes to work. Pulido ang trabaho lagi. You are in good hands. Nandito kami, ma'am, wag kang matakot. Up to the end. Be strong. They can never let a good lady down. Sitting here wasted and wounded, this old piano, trying hard to capture the moment. It's more than that I don't know. So, Ma'am Sara, para sa iyo po yung kanta na yun. Alam kong paborito niyo yun. At alam po namin na we will be laying down in the bed of roses once we hit the top.
Ako pala si Bobet Agoncillo Roferos, isang tattoo artist sa Ink Digger. Kahit hindi pa siya tumatakbong mayor, idol ko kasi siya. Madaling malapitan. Tapos parang tropa na kung kasama. Komportable ako makasama siya. Ganun. Kinalbuhan niya ako. Yung pagkalbo niya sa akin, depressed ako. Wala na akong sus, kung alam nyo lang. Pero, Inday yan idol. Yun, dalawa na kaming kalbo. Tapang at malasakit, tapos sumusuporta siya sa amin as artist. Nirerespeto niya mga kultura ng artist dito sa Davao. Supportive. Dahil kang Inday, yung mga discrimination about tattoo, nawala. Dahil siya ang isang leader na example, yung tattoo, hindi dapat i-discriminate. Ma'am, naabot na dyan ko dire. Ma'am, unta masabtan mo ni ma'am ha. Idol yung kay taga ma'am. Ma'am, salamat po sa lahat ng tulong dito sa Davao at sa upcoming na maging Vice President. Ma'am, looking forward. Idol, thank you ma'am. Salamat sa lahat.
Ako po si Direk Niel de Mesa ng Artist for Sara. Kung ikaw ay isang Pilipino na tunay na sumusuporta kay Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at sa tambalang BBM Sara, hinahayag mo ito sa iyong social media accounts o nagsishare ng mga posts tungkol sa Unity. At syempre, ikaw ay isang malikhaing alagad ng sining. Maaring ikaw ay isang musiko, aktor, mga awit, kompositor, taga-teatro, mananayaw, designer, graphic artist, live performer, filmmaker, manunulat, DJ, o di kaya ay nasa larangan ng multimedia at creative arts. Maaari mo nang sabihin ikaw ay isang artist for Sara. Isa sa adhikain ni Mayor Inday Sara ang pagkakapantay-pantay ng lahat ng mga Pilipino. Walang mayaman, walang mahirap, walang kasarian, walang relihiyon. Sa makatuwid, walang sikat at hindi sikat. Ang boses mo at ang iyong suporta ay mahalaga, lalo na sa larangan ng sining. Isang larangan na nais pag-ibayuhin ni Mayor Inday Sara Duterte at suportahan sa paparating niyang termino. Kung nais mong makibahagi sa mga activities o events para sa tambalang BBM Sara, mag-email lang ng inyong contact details sa artistsforsara@gmail.com. Daghang salamat at mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Assalamualaikum, madayaw ug maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Maraming salamat sa mga kasapi ng Artists for Sara para sa inyong suporta sa aking mithiin na maging pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakakataba ito ng puso at dagdag inspirasyon at lakas ng loob para sa akin. Sama-sama po tayong isulong ang isang mapayapa at maunlad na pamumuhay para sa bawat Pilipino. Mahalin natin ang Pilipinas. Syukran.
Bago tayo magpaalam, shoutout muna sa mga grupong patuloy ang pagsuporta kay Mayor Sara Duterte, Apo Bongbong Marcos at sa buong Uniteam. Let's Go Uniteam Coalition, Super Inday, Sara All, Masada o Marcos Sara Duterte Alliance, Inday Cares, at iba't ibang BBM Sara Unit Team chapters sa buong mundo. At dyan po nagtatapos ang Sara All4U ngayong araw ng Huwebes. Maraming salamat sa iyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating programa. Muli pong paalala, mag-ingat pa rin laban sa COVID-19, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi para rin sa ating mga mahal sa buhay. Kaya always wear your face mask, observe social distancing at magpabakuna o booster shot po tayong lahat. At sa ngalan ni Mayor Sara Duterte, ako po ang iyong lingkod, Tek Ocampo. At ito po ang Sara All4U.
Ikaw, Inday Sara, ikaw ang kailangan. Nabubukod tanging pag-asa ng bayan. Sa'yo umaasa, sana ay pakinggan. Ituloy mo ang laban, ikaw ay aming sasamahan. Ituloy ang pagbabago at kaunlaran. Kaya sanang pakinggan, inaing ng bayan, Inday Sara. Ituloy mo ang laban. Papayagan ba nating maglaho ang lahat? Mga nasimulan, hahayaan.
Sara Zimmerman Duterte is a Filipino politician and lawyer. She is popularly known in the Philippines as Inday Sara. The nickname Inday means beloved in the Visayan language. In her baptism records, her name is Sara Vicenta, in honor of her grandfather, Vicente. She is the second child of Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Elizabeth Zimmerman Duterte, a former flight attendant and teacher. Sara is the first ever elected woman and the youngest vice mayor and mayor of Davao City. Her life is profoundly backdropped by her family's long history in politics and public service. Her socio-political acumen and leadership skills have been sharpened by the Duterte family's tradition of working in the government and serving the people. Sara's grandfather, lawyer Vicente Tete Gonzales Duterte, was governor of the then undivided Davao province from 1959 to 1965. For 3 years, starting 1965, he served as the Secretary of General Services of former President Ferdinand Marcos. Before this, he served as acting mayor of Cebu's municipality of Danao from 1946 to 1948. Sara's Lolo Tete was a man remembered by many for his humility and magnanimity. Her grandmother, Soledad Gonzales Roa, was an educator who established a foundation in Davao City that served indigenous people's children needing education. On the other hand, Sara's maternal ancestry provided her with an acute understanding of the heart of the working class. Her maternal grandfather, Godofredo Baldazo Zimmerman, was the son of George John Zimmerman, a German-American missionary, and Cristita Baldazo, who hailed from Hilongos, Leyte. Her Lolo Godo worked his way up from crew to ship captain. Sara's grandmother, Purissima Puring Fortunado Abellana, was an exuberant popular vendor in Davao City's Bangkerohan and Manila's Baclaran markets. Puring's roots are traced back to Tuburan, Cebu, and is said to be a putative descendant of Hari Tupas, the son-in-law of Hari Humabon. Before politics, Sara had a brief stint as a court attorney in the Supreme Court of the Philippines in 2006. She then served as vice mayor from 2007 to 2010 and was elected mayor in 2010 in what is now known as the biggest landslide election victory in the history of Davao. Although a newcomer in 2007, Sara demonstrated transformational leadership skills among the members of the City Council. Her colleague, the veteran legislator Pilar Braga, described her as a firm, principled, tactful negotiator, pacifier, and fearless administrator. One of the landmark legislation passed when she was vice mayor was the Watershed Code of Davao. It aims to protect, conserve, and manage the watershed areas of the city. Her landmark project while serving vice mayor was Inday para sa Barangay, a whole-of-government approach to service every year in each of the 182 barangays of the city. It is now called the Caravan of Government Services when she moved to the city mayor's office. During her term as mayor, the timeless Davao Life is Here brand was created. It propelled Davao City's image as a desired market and destination for investment and tourism events, including the meetings, incentives, conference, exhibitions market. As a neophyte mayor in 2010, she easily gained the trust of Region 11 economic pillars. Then President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. appointed her as chairperson of the Regional Development Council. The RDC under her leadership made notable accomplishments that propelled the region. She was also selected as a NEDA Board Regional Development Committee Mindanao Area Committee chairperson. During her first full year as RDC chairperson, Davao Region's gross-regional domestic product expanded from 3.9% in 2011 to 7.1% in 2012. Because of this notable accomplishment, Sara was lauded by Joey Salceda, a prominent economist and well-respected member of the House of Representatives, as someone with an enlightened leadership style and sophisticated economic thinking. Under Sara's leadership, Davao City soared to greater heights and emerged as a premier city in Mindanao. For the short period of 2011 to 2013, Davao City received 36 awards, citations, and recognitions for good governance, business, tourism, health, environment, fiscal management, transparency, among others. Sara served as a regional officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators in 2007 to 2010 and served as officer in the National Executive Board of the League of Cities Philippines in 2010 to 2013. At this point, she already figured in the early surveys for senators in the 2013 elections, even if she was underage. In 2013, Sara took a respite from politics, devoting her time as one of the partner lawyers of Carpio and Duterte lawyers. She passed the pre-judicature program of the Philippine Judicial Academy in preparation for her plans to join the judiciary. Her desire to continue serving the public led her to be involved in a non-government organization, and in 2014, she was elected to the Board of Governors of the Philippine Red Cross. On the side, she worked on various product endorsements and as a segment host for a local morning news show on GMA Network. Her hosting job gave her the opportunity to volunteer, deliver relief, and report firsthand on the damage and the needs of the Boholanos during the 2013 earthquake. In 2016, Sara re-entered local politics and ran for mayor. She and her mother Elizabeth, who was in between cancer treatments, embarked on a national bus caravan called Biyaheng Duterte to help campaign for President Duterte. They were joined by some members of the family and Sara's friends and classmates from high school. Fresh from the success of the bus campaign, the centerpiece of her mayoral comeback was called Biyaheng Duterte, a political agenda guided by 30 projects for 10 priority sectors: education, health, poverty alleviation, infrastructure development, solid waste management and environment, agriculture, investment and tourism, traffic and transportation management, disaster risk reduction and management, and peace and order. As a believer of continuity, Sara's 2019 mayoral re-election bid was anchored on the 2016 platform, but this time called Biyaheng Duterte, the second trip. Sara relentlessly pursued peace and progress in her administration. As a result, she was able to lift Davao City to a stellar national status with 117 awards, citations, and recognitions from March 2017 to December 2021. Davao City is included on the 2021 Top 10 Richest Cities of the Philippines of the Commission on Audit. And in the same year, Davao City was ranked the 4th most competitive, highly urbanized city by the Department of Trade and Industry. At the end of calendar year 2022, Davao City is expected to be debt-free. At the start of 2016, when she returned as mayor, Davao City's loan balance was in the amount of 1.3 billion pesos out of all loans contracted by the city during the years 2000, between 2005 and 2010, and in 2015. Loan repayments have been consistently provided for in the budget. For the year 2022, the amount of 46.7 million pesos has been made available for the final repayment, making Davao City debt-free. During her terms as mayor between 2016 and 2022, she played supporting roles to the Regional Development Council and the Regional Peace and Order Council. Sara accepted the challenge of the appointment as chairperson of both the Metropolitan Davao Coordinating Committee under the RDC and the Task Force Tuganay of the RPOC. Both committees are trailblazing peace and development initiatives in Region 11. The Metro Davao Committee lists as an accomplishment the House of Representatives and Senate approval of the creation of Metropolitan Davao Development Authority. Sara has been recognized both here and abroad for the work that she has done as local chief executive. In 2012, she was one of the 88 nominees to the prestigious World Mayor Awards and one of the only 2 Filipino mayor nominees. In 2021, she was selected as the Philippines' top-performing mayor with a rating of 93% by an independent and non-commissioned survey of the RP Mission and Development Foundation, Incorporated. It was a feat achieved in the time of the crushing COVID-19 pandemic. Foreign governments have also recognized Sara for her work, generously supporting and inviting her to learn from their countries. She was one of only 2 Philippine mayors invited in 2012 by the government of Israel to attend the 28th International Mayors Conference. In that same year, she also participated in the World Mayors Forum in Singapore. In 2018, Sara participated in an urban planning study tour in the cities of Tokyo and Kitakyushu with the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And in 2020, she attended the 88th Winter Meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C. Sara is an alumna of the International Visitors Leadership Program of the U.S. State Department. Her advocacies are reflected in the projects dearest to her, the Peace 911, Magnegosyo Taday, Pugbabago Campaign, and the Kian Gabriel Hotline. Peace 911 is a successful local peace initiative that practically brought stability to the once conflict area of Paquibato District in Davao City. The project contributed to the collapse of the New People's Army Guerrilla Front 55. Magnegosyo Taday is a livelihood support project that encouraged entrepreneurship of women. The success of MTD spawned the Rainbow Magnegosyo Taday that intend to support entrepreneurship in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transsexual community. The Pugbabago Campaign is a 2-pronged approach to solving interlocking problems related to poverty, children's education, and responsible parenthood. Through the Pugbabago Campaign, children and parents in the communities are given bags branded as Pugbabago that contain reading materials on the importance of education and responsible parenting. Sara personally delivers these bags to children and parents. She uses her voice and influence to steer families into the right path out of poverty. The Kian Gabriel Hotline was created to allow anonymous reporting of child neglect and abuse that paved the way to rescue children in distress. The hotline was created in memory of 2 children in Davao City who died because of abuse. Since its operationalization in October 2016 and as of January 2022, no child has died at the hands of abusers in the city. In 2018, Sara led the creation of Hugpong ng Pagbabago, a region-wide political party aimed at creating a strong, peaceful, and developed region that can become a symbol of hope for our country's progress. Just like in 2016, she also went around the country in 2019, but this time on her favorite big bike, a 900cc Yamaha XSR, she fondly named Ella to help campaign for senator candidates. In November 2021, Sara took her oath as a member of the Lakas Christian Muslim Democrats National Party. Sara is currently the chairperson of both the HNP and Lakas CMD. Sara is an adopted member of the Philippine Military Academy Maharlika Class of 1984 and the Philippine National Police Academy Tagapagkalinga Class of 1991. She is a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary and the Armed Forces of the Philippines Army Reserve Command. She holds the rank of Colonel and is currently the Assistant Brigade Commander of the 2202nd Ready Reserve Combined Arms Brigade, Philippine Army. She has received several medals, ribbons, badges, and citations for her work in Davao in support of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. She also received a presidential award from former President Benigno Simeon Aquino Jr. and the Philippine Commission for the Urban Poor in December 2011. And in August 2021, Sara was celebrated by Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards as someone who has contributed to the creation of a brighter future. Sara is a Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy graduate from the San Pedro College in Davao City. She received her Juris Doctor degree from the San Sebastian College Recoletos in the city of Manila. She was presented as one of the 30 most outstanding St. Augustine awardees of San Sebastian in January 2014 and was granted by the San Sebastian College of Law the Distinguished Alumna Award for Public Service in February 2020. She also received the Distinguished Woman of Service Award from the San Beda College Alumni Association in February 2011. Sara spent 4 years of law school at the San Beda and her final year in San Sebastian. Sara is a graduate in 2011 of the twin program of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Command and General Staff College, General Staff Course, and the Development Academy of the Philippines, Master of Public Management. Sara is blessed as an adopted member of the Ate tribe of Davao City in 2013. She was given the name Bio Simulun. She is also an adopted daughter of the province of Camarines Sur and the city of Tangub, and in 2019, she was blessed as an adopted daughter of the province of Abras Tingyan tribe, given the name Dulimaman, which was inspired from the courageous heroine in the tribe's epic Wadagan Ken Dulimaman. Sara was once involved in an infamous punching incident of a court sheriff in 2011. She has twice publicly apologized for what happened and was suspended by the Department of the Interior and Local Government and reprimanded through an administrative case. Looking back, she describes the sad incident as a turning point in her life as a politician, a constant reminder not to embarrass the mandate given to me by the people. She now considers herself the best person to talk about peace because she was once a national face of rage. Meanwhile, Sara has a collection of photos of herself with facades and altars of numerous Catholic churches taken during her travels all around the country. She is keenly interested in the architecture and history of Catholic churches, believing that each reflect the faith of the people and the uniqueness of the towns where these churches are built. She is married to fellow lawyer Manassas Reyes Carpio, and they have 3 children named Shark, Stingray, and Stonefish. Inday Sara is undoubtedly no magician, but the strength of her heart to lift everyone and soar high, fight, and win makes her second to none.